Hey guys, I want to do a quick lesson on the first part of Gary Clark Jr. If You Love Me Like You Say / Third Stone from the Sun, specifically the riff that he kind of tributes to Hendrix, the Third Stone from the Sun riff. So I'm just going to jump into it, and then we can go into a little bit more of what he's doing in the intro later. So on the A string, 2/4, hammer on, to 2 on the D string, then 4 on the D string, to 6, slide to 6, so hold that, and then 6, 4, 2 on the D string, and then hammer onto the 4, so 6, 4, 2, 4, 2, all together. So that's like the first third of it, and then on the A string, 5, 4, 2, 4, I think, 5, 4, 2, hammer on 4, 2, 5, 4, 2, 4, 2, and then 4, 2, or sorry, hammer on 4, 2, and then the same thing on the D string. So all together. So that's like the bare riff, and then he kind of puts in some variations here, and I'll go over a couple of them that I hear that I like. So let's go over the first one. Same start, and then he slides up to the 9th, and then 6, 7, 6 on the D string. So, and then slide up to 9, 6, 7, 6, 4, 2, 4, 2, so all together. I like that one a lot. And then next alteration is in the second part of the riff where he goes. So say I go, right? Second variation would be 4, hammer on 5, 4 on the D string, 4 on the A string, and then 2, 4, 2. So variation, 5, 4, 5. 4, 5, 4, D string, 4, 2, 4, 2 on the A string, so. And then sometimes he throws in this little, which is just hammering on the 2 and the 4 on the E string, so. If you're playing by yourself, just this riff, I like to keep that low E string playing, and I think Gary Clark Jr. actually does that in some of his performances as well. I'll just keep ringing out this low E string. So what I mean by that is I'll just throw in the E string as much as I can fill it in. So. That's pretty much the riff, and with a couple of variations that are juicy to play around with. But then in the intro, other stuff he does. So he's pretty much messing around with what I hear is E major pentatonic and E major, or E mixolydian, which mixolydian, if you've studied any theory, is just the same major scale, that you know and love. But it has a flat 7, so it sounds like this. going to teach you the shapes for mixed leading or whatever, because you don't really need them for this song. But just so you know, you can go look it up. So, in the intro, he just hits these two notes for a while, right? And sometimes he picks the low E string twice, you'll have to listen for it. Get away with just going like this, not picking anything twice. So then he'll slide up to the 4 on the D string, into the 6 on the D string. Sometimes he'll jump up. So he'll go. So what I'm doing there is I'm going from 4 to 7 to 6, and then 6 to 9 to 7, and then 7 to 11 to 9. Right, so it probably sounded kind of confusing now that I think about it, but okay, right? So once you get there, oh man, my computer's dying. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Okay, so where were we? So you're always picking these two strings, just alternating. So then once he gets up here, he goes into this this E shape with an added second. I think this would be like a slash chord, so like A flat over E, I think. So anyways, all that is you mute the top string, 11, 9, 9, 9. So and then he goes to a F sharp minor 7 chord, which is 9, 11, 9, 10, 9. So what he'll do is he'll bar the 9 and he'll just hammer on that chord. So he's essentially kind of playing like a C sharp minor 7 and hammering into an F sharp minor 7. So then what he's picking and what he's playing the notes in is E mixolydian. So you'll hear him. Something like that. But in the intro, the two licks that I really liked that I hadn't really heard before was he slides really fast between the 11th and 12th fret on the D string. I haven't mastered it yet. And then he'll do that for a while, and then he'll kind of resolve it back to that B or the 9th fret, so 11, 12. Shit. Oot. That's alright. And then I'll slide up to the 14, and then slide up to the 14 on the A string. So yeah, so and I'm just going to the E on the 7th fret on the A string. Yeah, but so I mean, he's pretty much, when he's in those two parts, he's not moving when he's soloing from these areas, this part of the fretboard right here. So if you think about it that way, and you know the E major pentatonic shape, which is 9, 12, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 12, 9, 12. If you know that basic shape, and you stick to that, and then you listen for the color notes that he adds in, which is 10th fret, on the B string. And then he goes to the, these are 2 color notes that he throws in there. 12th fret D string and 12th fret E string. So, I mean, now we're pretty much getting into the actual Mixolydian scale. But if you just listen for those chord notes and approach it that way, I find it's a lot easier to use my ear to learn stuff, because my ear's not that great. But yeah, so between C and F sharp, or /A flat, whatever, the 11/9/9, and then the F sharp minor chord, and then the E major pentatonic and E mixolydian. That's pretty much what he's doing there. So hopefully that's a good start. If you have any questions, let me know. And yeah.